Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Living Flavors with Sunita. This video is going to be a fridge organization video, and also I'll show you how I store my vegetables fresh for longer days. So let's get started. I don't have any fancy magnets on my door. I just have a sticky note in which I have written the names of the items that is going to expire soon so that I can use them before it expires. So I have written cheese, fresh cream, condensed milk, tomato, green chili and all other items. So I'll take you to my freezer section. So this is how my freezer looks like. I don't have much items in my freezer now. So if I have any extra milk packets, I'll keep it in the freezer section so it doesn't go bad easily. So whenever I need it, I'll thaw it before like 2 or 3 hours. And in this box, I have stored some leftover cheese. I also have a small sticker in which I have mentioned the date of expiry so that it is easier for me to check. I always keep this pressure cooker gasket in the freezer so that whenever I use it, it will not explode, the cooker will not explode. This is my mom's tip, so I'm following it. So I don't store ice cubes, we don't use it often. And I have some spring roll sheets. After opening the spring roll sheet, I'll put it in a Ziploc bag so that it doesn't get rough or hard. And in this section I have coffee powder, and if I have any meat or fish, I'll store it in a box and I'll keep it here. So that's it. This is my freezer section. So I'll take you to my refrigerator section. I'll show you how I organized the side door. So here I have kept eggs. This will always be in my fridge. So the next section is for sauce bottles and also the chocolate sauce. So I have kept soya sauce, chili sauce, green chili, Szechuan chutney and also the chocolate syrup. I always label them and write the expiry date on it because I don't know why after few days the expiry date that is mentioned in this label fades off. So I always write it this way just to make sure I don't use products that are expired. So I think this is the most effective way. I think you can also follow the same. So in this section I have kept all dairy products like condensed milk, fresh cream, cheese slices and butter. And the last layer I have a pack of mushroom and mixed sprouts. I always keep packed items here. I have tomato sauce, sandwich dressing and peanut butter, and I have one packet of milk here which I will use it today. Also I have some tandoori chicken masala powder. I don't use this often, so I keep it in the refrigerator. So on the top rack to this side I have kept all dry spices and Italian herbs, Chinese seasoning, thyme, paprika powder, garlic powder and mixed pizza seasoning and all those spices. So it's in this side. And I have a box of mango pickle which is homemade. And I have small containers here in which I have stored all the masalas like sambar powder, rasam powder, cumin, garam masala, chicken masala, mutton masala. So I have named each and every box so that we don't get confused when we are picking it up. These are the labels that came along with the pack. So I just cut them and put a cello tape on top of it, and I have pasted it so that easier for us to identify them. In the second rack I have 2 airtight containers that came along with this fridge. So one is for masalas and the other one is to store flour. And this masala box is to store any leftover masalas like coriander powder. I'll just show you. Coriander powder, turmeric powder. I always buy these powders in a bigger packet so that it is profitable. So after storing them in the container, I used to store the remaining leftover masalas in this airtight container so that it will not lose its flavors and fragrance. This airtight container contains breadcrumbs, bhaji powder and corn flour and maida. So it is easier for me to store it this way so that I can access it whenever I want. So if I do have any other leftover masalas in packets, I'll store it in another box and I'll keep it here. So this rack is for masalas and the other flour items. And this rack I usually store curry leaves, coriander leaves, green chilies and all the other things that are required for our daily cooking. So in this box I have stored green chilies. So I always store it in a box like this. So I'll give you a tip: whenever you store green chilies, break off the tip, that is the crown part, and then store it so that it will stay fresh at least for 10 days. So place a tissue or a kitchen towel at the bottom so that it will absorb the excess moisture and it will retain its freshness. So in this box I have curry leaves. I have stored it the same way. I have lined a tissue paper at the bottom so that it will absorb the excess moisture. This will stay fresh at least for 10 days. And after a few days, if like after a week, I'll again go to shop to purchase vegetables. So I'll again get curry leaves. So in case if I have any leftover curry leaves in this box, I'll transfer it to another box and I will grind it to a chutney, that is curry leaves chutney, so that I can use it for curd rice or any other tiffin. In this box I have some leftover coriander leaves from last week. So I have lined it with the tissue paper. I'll be using this within the next 2 days. The fresher ones I have it in the fresh zone section. And I have some ginger. In this box I have some fresh green peas. I use this in my daughter's diet. I boil this green peas along with some potatoes and give it to her. In this bigger container I have some greens, some spinach. So I have covered it with a tissue, and after you buy them, remove it from the stem or the stalks and keep it fresh. If you have time, rinse it in water and dry it completely, and then you can store it so that it will retain its freshness. Even at the bottom I have lined this with a tissue paper so that it can absorb all the excess moisture. The tissue paper which I have placed on top will absorb the moisture from the lid. So this greens will retain its freshness for around like 3 to 4 days. And to the next rack, this rack is completely for any leftover foods. So if I have any leftover foods, I'll keep it in this layer, or if I have any idli dosa batter, I'll place it here. And today I have some bread, some leftover rice, and this basket is to keep any leftover vegetables from the previous week. So I have some tomatoes, half capsicum and a lemon. I always keep this basket here so that whenever I open my refrigerator, I'll know that these are the older ones, so that I'll complete this before taking the fresher ones. And now to the vegetable basket. So I have fresh vegetables stored in this basket. So I have fresh coriander leaves stored here. So if you have time, cut the roots off and clean it well in water, and then completely dry them and keep it in a box so that it will be fresh for at least a week or two. What I have done is I have kept it in 2 layers. If you can see this, I have a bunch of coriander leaves, and below that I have lined a tissue paper. And below that I have some more coriander leaves, and below that I have one more tissue paper. So what I'll do is I'll use this at the beginning, and when it is completed, I'll go to the next layer so that the second layer will be very fresh even after a week. So follow this so that you can retain the freshness of the coriander at least for 10 days. If you do not have time, do not take risk, because if you are going to wash the coriander leaves, you will have to dry it completely before you store them in the box. Or if you do not have time, you can store it just like that after buying it from the market, and later on when you are using them, you can clean them. You will have good airflow when you use these kind of bags, vegetable bags, and I got this from Amazon. By using this, the fruits and vegetables are staying even longer. It's fresh for even like 7 to 8 days. So try to use these kind of bags. These are reusable ones, so it's cost efficient too. I have some cluster beans, some cucumber, beans, beetroot, and some carrots. I'll make sure that I'm buying vegetables only for a week. I'll not dump too many vegetables because every week I go to shop to buy fresh vegetables. So I'll be switching vegetables. So for example, if I'm buying carrot, beans and like beetroot this week, I'll be not buying the same vegetables the next week. So we'll not get bored eating the same vegetables again and again. I'll give you a few tips before completing this video. So always adjust the temperature settings of your refrigerator. So there is a temperature knob in every refrigerator. So if it is very cold, try to keep it in 2 or 3 settings, which is minimum. And if it is summer season, keep it in 5 or 6, which is the maximum setting, so that your fresh fruits and vegetables can retain its freshness. So it is very important. And always try to clean your refrigerator at least once in a week or once in 2 weeks, so that your refrigerator will not get dirty too much. Use a damp cloth to clean your refrigerator at least once in a week. Or you can also use a homemade solution, which is equal parts of water and equal parts of vinegar, which works effectively on fridge. You can also use the juice of the lemon to clean all the shelves. You can take it out and clean it completely. And if you want, I can also make a video on how I clean my refrigerator for you guys. That's it. Our fridge organization video is now done. I know there are not many items in my refrigerator now. Maybe when I store meats or fish in my freezer section, I'll do another video for you guys. And if you enjoy watching these kind of videos, definitely do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you like this video, definitely give a huge thumbs up and support me. It really means a lot to me. And do not forget to click on the notification bell so that every time I upload a new video, you will be notified. See you guys next time with another interesting video. Until then, take care. Bye.